The opening remarks: on a dark and rainy afternoon in the Merseyside region of England, a 2-year-old child named James Bulger patiently stood leaning against the door of a butcher's shop, eagerly waiting for his mother, Denise. She had just entered the shop for just a brief period to purchase a substantial batch of lamb as a new dinner special. In that moment, 2 boys of the same age but 10 years old noticed James Bulger approaching the stall. They stopped and walked towards him. In an unanticipated twist, the boys gently guided him towards the exit, preventing him from possibly getting caught in a dangerous situation. As a result of this unexpected gesture, this heart-wrenching story began to unfold, igniting an ongoing debate about childhood, the underlying principles of morality, and the critical issue of accountability. This captivating narrative revolves around the extraordinary life of James Bulger, and the profound question it raises and the complex debate it embodies. When does a young child become morally responsible enough to be held accountable for the heinous crime of murder? Drive Carter. This poignant case compelled our society to confront an unsettling reality. The complexities of the human mind can blend both innocence and cruelty in a remarkably young boy's mind. We were compelled to ask ourselves, do we perceive them as children requiring support and care, or should we view them as individuals who deserve dire punishment for their actions? The abduction and murder. When Denise Bulger emerged from the shop, James was gone. Her panic sparked one of the largest manhunts in British history, with officers sifting through over 1,000 hours of CCTV. The footage revealed a heartbreaking scene. Venables and Thompson, who'd skipped school that day, luring James with promises of puppies and leading him out of the shopping centre at 3:39 p.m. Over the next 2.5 miles, 38 people witnessed the trio walking. Some noticed James crying or stumbling, but the boys told strangers he was their injured little brother. As dusk fell, they took him to a desolate railway line in Walton. There, they subjected him to a brutal attack, beating him with a 22-pound iron bar, pushing batteries into his mouth, and smearing blue paint stolen earlier that day on his face. They left his body on the tracks, hoping a train would disguise the murder as an accident. We took him on the railway track and started throwing bricks at him. He kept getting back up. We shouted, "Stay down, you stupid divvy." I think we wanted him dead. Thompson, by contrast, was more guarded, blaming Venables for the worst of the violence. James's body was found 2 days later, severed by a train. Forensic tests linked the boys to the crime. Blue paint on their clothes matched James's face, and blood on their shoes was confirmed as his. The trial and sentencing. In November 1993, Venables and Thompson became Britain's youngest convicted murderers in nearly 300 years. Tried in an adult court, judges ruled they understood the gravity of their actions. The judge sentenced them to detention at Her Majesty's pleasure, indefinite custody with a minimum term of 8 years. Trying 10-year-olds as adults was controversial. We now know that brain development, especially impulse control and moral reasoning, continues into the mid-20s, but public fury was overwhelming. The Sun launched a petition with 300,000 signatures demanding life imprisonment. In 1995, Home Secretary Michael Howard bowed to pressure and extended their minimum term to 15 years. However, in 1997, the High Court deemed Howard's decision unconstitutional, restoring the 8-year term. In 2001, at age 18, the boys were released with new identities, banned from returning to Merseyside, and placed under lifelong supervision. A court injunction prevented media from revealing their whereabouts. Juvenile justice debate. The case transformed British law. Prior to 1993, the age of criminal responsibility was 14. It was lowered to 10, where it remains. Critics argue this is too young, while supporters say it protects society. Drive Morris. Venables and Thompson grew up in chaotic, violent households. This doesn't excuse their actions, but it helps explain their vulnerability. Locking young offenders in adult-style facilities often fuels reoffending. Venables was rearrested in 2010 and 2018 for possessing child abuse images. An official review later questioned whether his rehabilitation had been properly assessed. The case also strengthened victim rights. James's family campaigned for a greater voice in the legal process, leading to victim impact statements and the creation of a National Victims Commissioner. Yet divisions persist. Some see the boys as irredeemable, others as damaged children failed by the system. Denise Fergus: "My son was let down by everyone, by the system that didn't protect him, and by the system that failed to help the boys who hurt him. I want justice for James, but I also want to stop other families suffering." Legacy and reflection. 30 years on, the case of Age of Guilt continues to spark fierce debate. It compels us to undertake a delicate balance of emotions such as anger, empathy, punishment, and rehabilitation. Despite significant changes having taken place within the law, persistent questions persist. Can a child be genuinely classified as evil? How do we ensure societal safety without causing irreparable harm to young and innocent lives? This specific case serves as a unique testament to the complexity of justice. It is not a straightforward, black and white affair. We must never forget and honor James's memory, while also acknowledging the numerous social and psychological factors that contribute to youth violence. By tackling these complex elements collectively, we can sincerely hope for a future free from such tragic occurrences. Age of Guilt extends far beyond merely being a gripping narrative of murder. It represents a profound exploration of how we, as a society, perceive ourselves and how we should responsibly handle the most vulnerable and sensitive components of our population. Indeed, this captivating exploration is a poignant reminder for all of us of the need to ensure the safety and well-being of every individual. Our videos are uploaded every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 4 p.m. UK time and 11 a.m. US time. For more informative videos, please subscribe to our channel, like and share our content, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated with our latest uploads.